Hi, welcome to my channel. This reading will be for the sign of Aquarius. So you have the moon at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with a Cancer. So let's see. The Fool. I feel like you're ready to start exploring. That's what I'm hearing. One more shuffle and we'll get into your reading. Okay. So that was Pisces and Cancer energy. A lot of water so far in your reading. The High Priestess, yeah, Pisces. You could definitely be dealing with a Pisces right now. Or you could have Pisces in your chart. The Devil. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. A lot of Scorpio energy with the Devil in the Tower here. The Well. Five of Cups. So usually I take the first card as the strongest card. So your strongest card in this reading is the High Priestess. Maybe it has to do a lot with your trusting your intuition. But like I said, with the Fool that I saw earlier at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you're ready to take a leap of faith on something. Or you're ready to release something rather. And perhaps that has to do with the Devil here. Whether that be a toxic habit of yours. I feel like you've gained a certain habit and it's very toxic to your well-being. At the bottom of the deck you have the King of Pentacles. But I see that you have everything under control. That's the energy that I'm feeling from you. That you very much have everything under control. But I feel like there's something that you're ready to let go. With this Six of Swords here, you know that it's a toxic pattern of yours. Six of Swords clarifying the Devil here. So whatever the toxic pattern that you've gained, I feel like it's been like 3 to 4 months. There was a habit, perhaps it was a person that came into your life, or you're very like dependent on a substance, but you're ready to put that behind you and move to calmer waters. It could be a relationship. But I feel like you're very, with this Three of Cups here, I feel like there's multiple people involved in the situation. But like I said, with this King of Pentacles, I feel like you have it under control. Oh, the Magician coming out twice. You definitely are manifesting stability, I feel. And I feel like you know that about yourself. Like, it's almost like when someone... I'm not trying to call you an alcoholic or anything, but you know, like when alcoholics say, I'm just using this as an example, where they say, oh, I'm not an alcoholic, I could quit whenever I want. I almost feel that type of, I'm not calling you an alcoholic, but I'm just using that as an example because I feel whatever toxic pattern that you have that is going on, you're telling yourself like, oh, I could just drop this whenever I want to. But can you? Because I feel like if you can, then you would have. So I think it's just, this is Spirit kind of like reminding you like, to be honest with yourself. But I feel like you're a very strong individual with this King of Pentacles. And with this Wheel of Fortune, as you can see in the card, he kind of has the world in his hands. So I feel like you're able to carry yourself. But there's this toxic thing that is cycling through your energy right now. And you haven't quite let it go yet. I feel like it's still kind of part of your energy right now. Definitely a lot of Cancer in your reading, I think. Seven of Cups. But whatever it is that the toxic cycle that you have lingering around your energy right now, it's definitely putting you in your Seven of Cups mode, where you're like, I want to let this thing go, but what else is there for me? So it's almost like you have this toxic pattern through boredom, almost. And that's when it could get dangerous, because that's when we become codependent on that feeling. Is when you cope with your boredom with something negative, that's when it becomes not so healthy. There's other ways of coping with, in a healthy way. King of Wands. But like I said, you have two kings here. I feel like you're a very strong individual, and you know that you could hold yourself, and you have a lot of confidence within yourself to let toxic things go. But you're at a crossroads with this feeling, because you're like, okay, well, I gotta face reality now. But you're at this mode where it's almost like you're at the fork in the road right now. This is your energy. You're like, okay, should I let it go and move on with my life, or should I continue with it and worry about my life later? But you have stability. Whether that be mental stability or financial stability, I feel like you have both. And perhaps that's what's making you bored, because now you don't really have much of an end goal because you have everything that you need. I definitely feel like someone is into you, though, with this Eight of Wands here. And they'll send you a message knowing that they're into you. But you're this Knight of Swords here where you're like, nope, I still want my independence, and I'm gonna be by myself in my Empress mode. So I feel like you're attracting people in that way because of your independence. Then that causes people to feel left out in the cold, because they want to give you that passionate offering and more offering. I feel like you have multiple options when it comes to romantic love interest, but I don't really feel like you're interested. It's almost like you're the emperor here, where you have your chin up, you have your head up, and you're like, I'm just gonna be by myself over here. So it's up to you whether or not you want to, accept any of those offers, but I don't feel like you're too interested. I think you like the idea of having them as options, but I feel like that's it. You don't really want to take any of them seriously. Okay, let me grab some clarifications to get more detail on your situation. So the situation, it seems, is this toxic cycle that you're going through right now. It can be someone that you're into romantically, and you find it as a toxic cycle because you don't want to be tied down to the situation of being in a committed relationship. But I definitely feel like you're the Emperor here. I saw the Emperor earlier at the bottom of the deck there. So you have Seven of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Definitely has something to do with you being, you kind of are being guarded in a way. It could be about your time. or your energy. Like, it, you don't want people to get too close to that side of you. So you kind of have your defenses up. You have the Eight of Cups here, Three of Cups. Three of Cups came out twice. You could be dealing with people at your work or a friend group, but it doesn't have to be. You have the Star here. That's you, Aquarian energy. But you're very hopeful about something, I feel. I feel like there's hope that you will start something new. Perhaps that's a new potential, either if it's like a new potential business partner or a potential connection with someone. But I feel like it has more to do with your finances. But with the Three of Cups coming out twice, I definitely feel like you have multiple people that are involved in in certain parts of your life right now. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. But let me grab some advice that the universe has. 'Cause nothing's really coming at me very strongly other than this toxic pattern that is happening in your life right now. Let me see any advice that the universe has for you. Okay. You have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. And you have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Okay, sorry. Something is making it very difficult for me to do your reading. So perhaps there are certain things that you're not meant to hear right now, but it's making me very, like, my throat chakra is just very closed right now. But I feel like with this fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life, I feel like you have, like I said, you have that control over your life and you have that stability when it comes to different aspects of your life. But whatever toxic pattern that you're dealing with right now, I feel like it's grounding you in that way. Because holding opposite sides of, the extremes of life, where you know that you have control over it and you could go back and forth to either one of it. But sometimes we forget to ground ourselves and tell ourselves what is mostly important in our life. Or what is it, the things that we need to hold on to. And I feel like that's a message for someone strongly, where it's so very important to gain control of your life in a way where you stay grounded and you stay true to your authentic self. Because perhaps you're kind of detaching from that slowly without realizing it. And you do that in a way by gaining these toxic patterns in your lives. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person when, you have a toxic pattern happening. Perhaps it was something that was meant to happen so that it could ground you and it could bring you to places that you were kind of ignoring. And you have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So, like I said, it's about you being true to your authentic self and making your life a moving prayer with living your life with purpose and living your life through understanding what it is that you were set out to do. So that's what I feel from that. And I feel like that's the message from the universe to you, to don't forget your true authentic self, and to kind of try to keep in touch with that the best way that you can. Children, you could have children, but let me grab from the romance deck to see if there's any advice for you. That was a very difficult message to relay to you. I don't know why, but perhaps it's because you're kind of losing touch of that side of you. And I think you know that. But you're ready to stop with that toxic pattern of yours. And you're ready to get back to your true authentic self. You have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by the religious upbringings and spiritual path. Sec. Okay, sorry, I just really wanted to fix the camera there. It was kind of bothering me. But you have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So as I was saying earlier, it's really important to live by your purpose and understanding what that is. Because I feel like like I keep saying, you're kind of losing touch with that. You're losing touch with that side of you. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And you have a past life relationship. You have known each other before. So I feel like these are the very opposite. Because the religious factors is about religious factors pertaining this 3D life. And religions that we are told that are real in this earthly life. And the polar opposite is understanding your past life relationships and how real that is to you. You know, because as we reincarnate, we learn the lessons that need to be learned in this lifetime. So I feel like you're very conflicted with your spiritual, your religious side of life. And you're trying to understand and be in touch with your soul and your higher self. So you kind of don't really have a grip on those two aspects of your life. So I feel like since you are very, it's like you contemplate about these parts of your life and you're not quite sure how to hold on to it, you gain these toxic habits to kind of forget about it. But I feel like Spirit is reminding you to not forget that part of yourself. And to know that it's not really your fault, because we are born into these 3D human bodies and we kind of are forced to feel certain ways and we have to work with our ego. That it's hard to be in touch with these aspects of our lives. And it doesn't make sense to us. So I feel like for a while it didn't really make sense to you about your past lives and how you have a spiritual path and it's kind of hard for you to keep control of that. So it attracts things like unrequited love and toxic relationships with people or things. But I feel like Spirit is trying to remind you to reach that side of you again, if that makes sense. Oh, that was very powerful. But thank you for watching, and I hope that helped.